All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're diving into something that's, well, incredibly common, but we're going to look at it from a totally new angle. An angle you've probably never heard before. We're going to explore the menstrual cycle by letting the uterus tell its own story. Yep, you heard that right. And just like that, there's our narrator for this journey. Hi, uterus. So for the next few minutes, this is going to be our guide. By hearing directly from, well, her, we're totally shifting the conversation. We're moving away from that kind of clinical, detached way of talking about things to something way more personal and honestly a lot more real. Okay, so let's get properly introduced to our guide. We're going to go way beyond the usual textbook diagrams and complicated medical terms. The goal here? To really get the why, the purpose, and the intention behind everything that happens month in and month out. And right there, that's its core job. It's not just some passive organ hanging out in there. No way. It's an active participant in this incredible cycle of, well, of hopeful preparation. Every single month, its entire focus is on creating this potential home. So, the big question is, how does this hopeful home actually get built? Well, that brings us right to the preparation phase. And this is where we get to see how much intention is woven into every single step of the process. Look at that. It puts it so beautifully and simply, right? It's not just a boring biological process. It's an act of building, of preparing this cozy, nurturing space. And that tiny little phrase, just in case. Wow, that is just packed with so much hope. Okay, this is amazing. It takes the super complex biological thing and breaks it down into four simple, really purposeful steps. First, you build up the walls. Then, you make them warm and cozy. Step 3, you welcome an egg. And finally, you just wait. With hope. It's such a clear, intentional flow. And that right there, that's the ultimate goal of all that hard work. If new life actually begins, the job title immediately switches from builder to protector. And the words used here, strength and love, that just perfectly captures the kind of nurturing power we're talking about. Okay, so that's the story if a pregnancy begins. But what happens when it doesn't? And that's what this next part is all about. We're going to reframe what most of us just call our period into something, well, something a lot more meaningful. And here's the crucial question, isn't it? After all that hopeful prep work, all that building, what happens next if a baby doesn't actually form? But before we get the answer from our guide, we've got to tackle this head on. For way too long, periods have been wrapped up in all this shame and secrecy. But the truth? It's not some kind of dirty secret. It's a completely natural, healthy cycle of cleansing and hitting the reset button for a brand new start. I just love the wording here. It's not framed as a failure or like something broke. It's a gentle let go. That home that was built with so much care is now just released. It's making way for the whole cycle to start all over again. It's all about release, not rejection. That's a huge difference. Now this is such a powerful way to think about cramps. Seriously. Instead of seeing them as a problem or a malfunction, this perspective shows them for what they are, a sign of hard work. It's literally the physical feeling of the uterus cleaning house and getting everything reset for a fresh start. It's not a bug, it's a feature. So this whole process of cleaning and resetting, it leads us to our final and maybe most powerful idea. This whole thing isn't just a biological function. It is a cycle of pure strength, of resilience, and constant, incredible renewal. And really, it all boils down to this simple, monthly rhythm. Think of it like a mantra. I rebuild, I release, I renew, over and over. It's this constant, powerful cycle happening inside your body. And far from being a weakness, it's one of the most profound displays of resilience you can imagine. And that just says it all, doesn't it? It's this incredible two-sided power. The very same organ that has the immense strength to create and sustain a whole new life also has the power to heal and renew itself every single month. It's a cycle of creation and self-regeneration, all in one. And if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this right here. The entire cycle, from building that hopeful home to gently letting it go, is a fundamental sign of a healthy, powerful body. It's something to be understood and honestly celebrated. Definitely not something to be embarrassed about or hidden away. Wow, what a powerful final message from our guide. It's really a call for a partnership with our own bodies, isn't it? It's asking for understanding, for respect, and for us to finally see this incredible process for what it truly is, a powerful part of you that is always doing its best for you. And that just leaves us with this one big question to think about. When we really truly shift our perspective, when we stop seeing our bodies as a set of problems to be fixed and start seeing them as powerful allies that are always doing their best for us, how does that change everything? How does that change the way we talk about ourselves, think about ourselves, and ultimately care for ourselves?